Good morning, you guys. So we are here to pre-plan the week of March 1st through the 7th in my Estelle A5 Wide Cloud Planner. We're going to use this kit from Sticker Guru. This is the mini kit that originally I was going to use in my Penny Weeks planner, but I decided that I didn't want to do that because I'd rather have my main planner be like super theme-ish instead of my social media planner. So we're gonna make it work. Plus, look, I found my tweezers. Yes, super excited. So let's pull out the inserts. And originally I was gonna film this tomorrow because today is Friday, but I decided at the last minute, let's just do it, right? Let's just do it. That way I can spend Saturday working on schoolwork or relaxing, or editing. I can do my editing tomorrow. Trying to make sure I'm in frame. Yeah. We are going to be using washi from Michaels and So Cute Planner because the washi in the kit doesn't actually fit this big size planner. And that is because it is for these smaller planners. And so the boxes, you're gonna notice the boxes are much smaller. So we're actually gonna pull in other washi. So I have these three that fit the same set as this. And this is rose gold and this is gold. And I'm okay with mixing. If you're not okay with mixing, I don't know what to tell you because I'm gonna mix. And this is gonna be an ode to Leslie from Runs with Craft Scissor because she uses a ton of washi in her Happy Planner to compensate for the smaller boxes that Erin Condren kits have. And we're gonna do that today with the Sticker Guru because again, the boxes are just, so like to me, this is like a horizontal or a week's planner size kit. And then I'm gonna save this washi for another time. The kit that I've chosen for my Penny Weeks this week has its own washi. So I won't be using it there, but actually I may use this during the spread. So we'll see. You know what? Next week, I have a class that lasts all week, and this might be perfect to denote that. So we'll see what happens there and how I'll end up using this in that spreadですthis washi, if you use the centerpiece that's cut, it does go across 3 boxes. So we'll see. So let's get started. Dots are from Sticker Guru. So we'll get started. Oh man. Okay. So life, you guys, life. Yes, you can see what I'm doing. Excellent. It is Friday, the 26th. March 1st is around the corner. My kiddo actually starts in-person school the 5th. So there's that. Whoops. So to me, that's crazy. Oh no, I need to push the Simply Gilded down. You can sit right there. I said you can sit there. Thank you. She's super excited to go back into school. But we have to do, fill out a wellness form every day before she gets on the bus. You have to reserve your seat on the bus to make sure, because there's only a certain amount of seats available for kids to ride on the bus. And she definitely wants to ride on the bus. She wants to go back to having as normal of a school experience as she can. And I support that, you guys. You can have your opinions on it, but I do support it. And yes, I have friends that are teachers, and this is really hard on them. Going back in and having to be so close to the kids and stuff, it's really hard on my friends that are teachers. And so my heart does go out to you guys. And it's a tough situation. It really is. It's a tough situation for everybody. And I don't envy the educators that are going to have to, teach the work twice, because that's essentially what they're doing. I am hoping to go back to work soon. I've been applying like crazy. It's this whole situation just sucks. And school is great. I'm going to be going through the IRB process hopefully soon. That's pretty close. And that's slightly intimidating. I've already contacted the IRB once because I want to try to get all my ducks in a row prior to starting. And I already know that I have to keep 2 main people, which is unfortunate, out of the actual study because they're helping me. One is the person who's giving me permission to work on the site, and the other person is someone that I'm hoping that I'm going to contact about emailing and recruiting from the team. So he can't be a part of it because he will be part of the recruitment process. So these are all questions that I definitely needed to know prior to starting. I'll be honest, talking to the IRB guy, it didn't sound like he was thrilled to be talking to me because I don't actually have a mentor yet. The process I'm not even started yet, but I went to the IRB Zoom and they said, if you have questions now, ask them. Also, I am super excited because I'm getting, if you watch my previous videos, I'm getting back into signing and I'm super excited. It makes me happy. And, I've always gone through life wondering, going, what, there's nothing that I really truly love. There's a lot of things that I enjoy doing. But there's nothing that I love. And it's making me realize that I love languages. So getting back into learning sign, might lead me onto a journey to learning other languages. And that would be so cool. That when I get done with school and I graduate, that maybe I'll spend my free time picking up languages. There's a term, if you know, it's 4 or more languages. It's polyglot. Some people don't like being called polyglot. I like the term linguist or multilingual. But I do, I think that would be cool. If I'm super honest, I think it would be cool. So I think that is going to be my new goal when I'm done with school, because I've always wondered, what am I going to do with all my free time? I'm going to have all this free time. What am I going to do? And I figured out that's what I want to do. So I'm going to see if I have a piece. Oh, just knock another sticker books down from another kit. Let's see. I normally do this ahead of time, so I apologize. Is that too dark? No, that's not too dark. This is from another kit. I don't know where it's from. It's in my reusable sticker book. This is a Once More with Love reusable sticker book that was gifted to me. I would not purchase it on my own. And even though all the other stickers I'm using in this kit are the unicorn paper, and that is glossy, I like it. And then the Smart Script is in the oil slick hollow. No. Is this lavender hollow? No, this is oil slick hollow. From Sticky Sloth Designs, who is no longer open. Allie, you are a rock star. I hope school is going great for you. If you ever watch this video, I hope you're doing fantastic, because you're amazing. So I never thought I would be the kind of person that's like, oh, I need to, match weeks for themes. Because if you watched any of my videos from last year, I was all over the board. I had stickers everywhere. Oh, I'm definitely going to have to pull stickers in this week because there's not a lot in this mini kit, which is, you know, it's a mini kit. You know, what do I expect, right? Which is crooked. Ooh, they're all crooked. Ooh, I'm awesome. Would it really be one of my videos if something wasn't crooked? So I know I've talked about Chris Gorgeous. I watch him and his wife. I've attempted to join their Facebook group. I'm following a couple other ASL pages and in ASL groups. And then I also started watching Sign Duo. It is a hearing and deaf couple, which I think is cool. And, you know, they talk about in all of the, whether they're hearing or whether they're deaf, they talk about, you know, don't be embarrassed, you know, just, you know, that I have been taking Sign off and on for a very long time. I started actually very, very young when I was little. Being a military kid, you know, we're constantly, you know, people are constantly moving in and out of your life. And I remember there was this little boy in our cul-de-sac that couldn't come out to play unless his sister was home. And I asked why. And I found out it was because he was deaf and his mom wanted his sister around to help with us hearing kids. And I was like, no, ma'am. I found out my elementary school, was I in elementary school or middle school at that time? I found out that my school library had a book, and I learned enough that the mom felt comfortable enough that super basic signs and definitely finger spelling, but I knew enough that the mom felt comfortable enough that the young kid could come out and play with us, even if his sister wasn't home, which, you know, I was so excited. I was, woo, right? Oh, I should have extended. You know what? We'll extend it. And that made me very happy to be able to do that. And oh, my cat's got the zoomies. And so I've always been able to finger spell since I was young. And then when I was doing Running Start, I had the opportunity to take ASL. So I did. And I took up to ASL 4. And you would think by the time I hit ASL 4, I would have been more fluent. And I wasn't because I didn't have a whole lot of people to practice with. So that was a bummer. I don't know what I'm going to put here because I'm going to save all the boxes. You know, maybe I'll use, I hope I'm going to use one of these. Because I didn't really have anyone at home to practice with. My friends at school didn't really meet up. We didn't really have a whole lot of time, which was very unfortunate. I mean, honestly. Okay, so I haven't done it in a long time, but I'm going to put all the full boxes across the top. Crazy, right? I know. Because I usually don't like having full box next to full box here. But it's what we're going to do. And we're also going to split the double box across again. I thought that was kind of cute last time. Last week? Yeah, last week. So, and then I got into an incident in my ASL 4 class that almost got me kicked out of school. And I'll talk about it. There was an investigation and everything. So my ASL 4 teacher was a deaf instructor. And I had a bunch of hearing friends in that class, obviously. Well, I can't say obviously, but I had a couple of my hearing friends were in that class. And we were taking ASL 4 together. And there was one young lady, very pretty young lady. I won't say her name, even though, you know, she's probably not watching this video and it's been years, but I remember her name because that's how much of an issue she caused for me. Just was constantly glaring at me from across the room, always trying to get me in trouble. It was the craziest thing. And like, I've never considered myself a beauty. You know, I think I'm like an average girl. And especially then, because in those days, it was prior to my gastric bypass. So, you know, I was very heavy set. So I definitely did not think of myself as pretty at all. You know, during that time frame, I had a very poor self-esteem. And I'll fully admit it, I had a horrible self-esteem. So I focused on school. And I loved ASL. Loved it. Loved it. I went to deaf events. I loved it. But I was always embarrassed to talk to an actual deaf person. But, you know, I'm hoping to get over that. I really am hoping to get over that. Because I just think my signing is so bad. But I have helped people throughout, you know, my time now. Little bits here and there for people who have come into stores and are trying to deal with hearing people. And they're struggling. And I've helped them out. And one of my favorite Starbucks that is near my daughter's and my dental office actually has a deaf barista. So, you know, I get to interact with her a tiny bit there. Okay. So I think that's cool that I get to interact with her there. But anyways, it's getting close to finals. And we're leaving, and me and my friends, we've never gone out of our way to be any sort of way with this girl. Any sort of way. We're polite because, you know, we're all adults. But, you know, we don't go out of our way to have her in our study groups. We never went out of our way to have conversations with her because she was just not nice. So we just stayed away from her. Well, we were all leaving class one day and it was close to finals, and she had fallen. She tripped and she fell. And since it was finals time and it was lots to do, there was an interpreter, and there was hardly ever an interpreter with us during that class, because ASL 4, you should be more fluent, you should know what's going on, but we had an interpreter that day. So, I don't have a lot going on this week. Side note, next week I'm excited because I have more to do, but not a whole lot this week. Anyways, so we, you know, maybe we'll do some underlays. I think these are the light gold overlays from Rose Colored Days. We're just gonna make it pretty and sparkly. So like I said, she had fallen. Oops. I pulled too hard on that. And so I ran back to her and I said, "Hey, are you okay?" And she started going off on me. And that's when I was like, you know, I was just checking to see if you're okay. You don't have to be a bitch, right? And there was like 4 or 5 people standing out there with me. So I had plenty of witnesses, thank God. But the interpreter told my teacher, and I know this is what she told my teacher because this is what the administrator told me, who spoke to me during the investigation, because of course I was the last one spoken to. The interpreter told my teacher that after the girl fell, I ran up to her and said, "Ha ha, bitch." And because I got a call that I was not allowed to take my final exam. And since I couldn't take my final, I was going to fail the class, because you have to complete the final to even pass the class. It doesn't matter what your grades are. If you don't take the final, you fail. And I was told that I was under investigation because I was also an employee at the school. I worked in the cafeteria. And so I was being investigated for student conduct and like a hate crime or something. And that's what I was told. I couldn't go to my class, couldn't go to any of my classes. I could go to work, but I could not go to any of my classes. I could not interact with any of the students that were in my classes till the investigation was over and a decision was made to determine if they were going to kick me out of school or not. And I was devastated, utterly devastated. And about a week and a half later, and this is after, you know, this was like literally, I'd missed 2 weeks of classes at this point. And it was like the day before final exams when I got a call to finally hear my side of the story. And I told the investigator, aka the school administrator, what had happened. And then she told me that what I just told her matched up with what everyone else was saying, except for the interpreter and the girl. So it was like 2 against 5. Well, and the teacher, obviously. Well, the teacher didn't really have a stake in it, just what he was told by the interpreter. So it was like 2 against 5. And the administrator said, you know, she apologized and said that I was allowed to go back and resume classes and that I would be allowed to take my final exam in those classes and to just not interact with that student. My other instructors did let me make up the work. And when I went back to my ASL class, my teacher wouldn't speak to me. Even after hearing the truth, even after hearing what actually happened, because he was told by the administrator what actually happened. Even after hearing what actually happened, he said that I could take the final, but I would not be welcome in his classes anymore. You know, yeah, I could have probably reported him for retaliation or whatever, but I didn't care because I was going to UW. So it didn't bother me. I had been accepted at UW. And honestly, that really turned me off from interacting with deaf people for a long time. And I know that was stupid and that not all deafies are the same. You know, that there are bad apples in any ethnicity, culture, race, or whatever. But it really hurt that even after being told that other student had lied to get me in trouble, he still viewed me as the bad guy. So when I went to UW, I didn't take any ASL classes, which I regret. I most ardently regret. I should have. I should have continued with my deaf studies. Do I want to bring this in or do I just want to leave it? I think because there's so, like there's little pink, but there's so little of that. I think I want to leave it. But I am going to do another row of this. And so that, like I said, that put me off from even going to deaf events for a long time. And then when my sister was going to school, she took ASL. And so I helped her. And I used to, every once in a while, I would drive her to class. And so I would sit in on her classes. Her teacher would let me just sit in on the classes because it was a beginning ASL class. And so he would let me help the other students with their conversations and their assignments, even though I wasn't a student at that school. I thought that was pretty cool. Oh, this looks so pretty, you guys. This looks so pretty. So this is what I have left to use throughout the week. I'm super excited. Oh, this looks so gorgeous. And this is kind of fun. Again, this is a nod to Leslie from Runs with Craft Scissors. I hope there goes all my character stickers. I hope I did your style proud. I hope you enjoyed it. But you know that, and then I've still continued on with ASL off and on for years, but I want to make a serious effort because it can help with my emergency management. And so I was passed up for two jobs I applied for because I didn't know, I'm not fluent in ASL. I used to have that on my profile, but I took that off. Not that I was fluent, but that I knew ASL because I felt like a fraud because I wasn't fluent in it and I was super rusty. But I missed out on 2 job opportunities because of it, and I don't want to miss out on job opportunities again. So I am going to work hard. My kiddo and my niece have decided they want to learn with me, so I'm pretty excited. You know what? I think I need a little bit more foil. This is also from Rose Colored Days, and apparently I'm almost out of gold header overlays. So that's my story as to why I stopped being serious, I would say, about ASL. And I deeply regret it. And I never want a situation like that to keep me from practicing my ASL again. And so you know, like if you watched last week's video, I've been setting about an hour minimum aside to go over videos and practice. And when I go for my walks, I'm attempting to sign the songs that I'm listening to. And I'm not gonna let worrying about whether or not I look silly and messing up stop me from learning this beautiful expressive language again. Oh no, that's too low for you guys to see, or at least from my angle looking at my camera, it looks too low. Okay, so this is March 1st to the 7th in my Aura Estelle A5 Wide Cloud Planner. Check out my video on Wednesday. I'll try to remember to link the card here for what I do in my penny weeks. All right, you guys, bye.